Parshas Chaya. Avraham Avinu comes. Sarah passes away. He wants to bury her. She's looking for a burial place, and he's speaking to the Bnei Ches, and he's begging them and telling them to speak to Ephron. He wants to get to Maras HaMachpelah. This whole story of the buying of the Maras HaMachpelah, and he bought it for an exorbitant price, even though Ephron said, "What is it between us?" But Lemaisa, the Chazal explained that this was an exorbitant price that he paid for the real estate. Okay, that's what he did. He paid and buried Sarah. So the Gemara says in Masechet Bava Basra and Masechet Sanhedrin, says the Satan, when he wanted to speak against other people in the world. He said, Hashem, I went around the world and there is nobody who can be comparable to Avraham Avinu. Because here, you told him, it's your land. Loch lechba, la'arka l'rachba. It's your land. And he comes to bury Sarah, and he has to pay an exorbitant sum. And he didn't say a word. He doesn't question, no issues, nothing. Everything's fine. That's an Eved Hashem. That's a man who's above and beyond everything else. For years, what's going on? Avraham Avinu has 10 tests, right? According to most Mefarshim, the 10th test was Akedas Yitzchak. That's the test. That's the greatest test. You want to see a guy who's got Yiras Shamayim and Avas Hashem, you have Akedas Yitzchak. According to Rabbeinu Yonah, the 10th test was burying Sarah. No, maybe something. But according to the Rambam, according to most Rishonim, right? 10th test of Akedas Yitzchak, that was the greatest test. This is an afterthought. The Satan brings this as the example to show there's nobody in the world who can compare to Avraham Avinu. What's the pshat? The Gra says that this is supposed to be after the tests. And that's what's difficult about it. What does the Gra mean? So it occurred to me that perhaps Pshat's like this. Pshat is, people have challenges in life. You have challenges, you go through things, difficulties, mamish. You work through all your difficulties. We take a person who his whole life is struggling with his finances, and finally he's got it made, he's got his pension, he's all set up. And after it's all set up, all of a sudden, bang! You gotta give a tremendous amount of money, you gotta pay out. You don't have enough, you're being taxed, you're being this, all of a sudden, I finally thought I got there. I finally made it. No, back to the drawing board. Back to the beginning again. What a feeling of total disappointment. What's going on? I finally got there and still nothing? That's, I think, what the Gra is trying to say. Some Sofer points out, says, what did the Bnei Ches say to Avraham Avinu? Said, Nasi Elokim atah b'sochenu, b'michvar kvarenu. You'll take the choices of our graves, right? Because you're Nasi Elokim. Says some Sofer, they didn't say Nasi atah, they said Nasi Elokim. Says, you know what they were saying? They're saying, Avraham Avinu, Abraham, you're a spiritual leader. You are the king spiritually. Physically, Financially, you're a holy man. For anything else, you're going to pay. We respect you. You're so holy. You're going to pay for whatever you want, right? It's not yours for the taking, right? Nasi Elokim, you're a nasi for godly things, right? They were limiting what he's so great on. Here, Avram Avinu, he's on the top of the world. Everybody recognizes him, and you think that, okay, take what you want. No. You're a very spiritual guy. We'll give you anything you want. You have to pay the price, but you can have anything you want. Says some Sofer says on this parasha. I think that's what the Gra is saying. Avram Avinu has passed all his tests. It's done. The promises of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, now he should be starting to cash in. And what happens? He's got to pay an exorbitant price. They're squeezing every ounce of juice out of him, right? Says the Satan, and Avram Avinu says nothing. Seder, Overa Seder Ayom, Seder more. That's what's got to be. We'll do it. Says the Satan, a person like that, where you really think that you're on the top and it's all done, and Avot became nothing's going right, and you have nothing to say about it. That's a Yorei Elokim. That's the Ma'ila of Avram Avinu. That's above and beyond all the tests. Because that goes beyond the tests. That means that you live on a level where nothing can shake you up. To be on that level, that even the Satan comes and says, that's something that's beyond human capability. That's Avram Avinu. That's the Ma'ila. That's the specialist of the first part.